The smile made no biological sense. Every survival model I possessed declared the same outcome. She was trapped. The barrier descended. 600 kilograms of reinforced alloy fell toward her. She did not dodge. That alone terrified me. Every species avoids certainty. Humans, I believed, avoided it more than most. Then she moved. Not backward. Forward. She stepped directly into the falling shadow. My translator malfunctioned. At least that is what I told myself. It insisted the human had whispered. Too slow. No creature should speak calmly while death falls toward it. She caught one edge. Not to stop it. To redirect it. The barrier slammed into the floor at an angle. The impact shook the chamber. Fragments of composite stone exploded through the air. The aquatic cadets behind her survived. Rexel did not pause. He was already charging again. Excellent. I understood at last. The human had sacrificed herself for weaker beings. My report had been correct. Predictable. Reliable. Understandable. Then she shattered my certainty. She ran away. Not from fear. Toward the maintenance corridor. Rexel followed with a roar that rattled my hearing membranes. Cowardice. Obviously. The strongest predator had forced the weaker prey into retreat. I recorded the observation. Then I noticed something impossible. She kept looking over her shoulder. Not at Rexel. At the walls. The ceiling. The lights. She was measuring. Again. Always measuring. The maintenance corridor narrowed. Rexel barely fit inside. His massive shoulders scraped both sides. The human slowed. Mistake. Cornered prey should increase speed. She slowed anyway. Why? He swung with all four arms. She ducked. Metal pipes burst apart. Steam erupted into the hallway. Visibility vanished. Perfect. The human had blinded herself. Another foolish emotional decision. Then Rexel screamed. Not in victory. In confusion. He struck wildly inside the steam. Every blow shattered more pipes. Pressure alarms echoed throughout the academy. Emergency doors slammed shut. The corridor sealed itself. The human hadn't trapped herself. She had trapped him. I stared through the security drone's cameras. She had known exactly where the emergency systems were located. She had memorized the building days ago. She had never been exploring. She had been preparing. My second report died beside the first. Steam cleared. Rexel emerged coughing. His armored skin dripped with boiling water. The human stood 10 meters away. Calm. Waiting. Still breathing evenly. He charged again. She threw something small. A metal bolt. Nothing more. It struck a damaged light. Darkness swallowed the corridor. Every species fears darkness. Except those born within it. Humans came from a sunlit world. Darkness should have weakened her. Instead, the cameras showed flashes. Movement. Impact. Silence. Then another impact. Rexel punched empty walls. His own strength buried his fists in reinforced alloy. The human never stayed where he expected. She appeared. Vanished. Appeared again. Always one step beyond reach. I searched desperately for the pattern. There had to be one. Everything alive follows patterns. Everything. Then Rexel finally landed a hit. His lower fist clipped her shoulder. Bone cracked. I heard it through the microphones. She hit the wall. Blood spread across her uniform. Finally, reality returned. Living creatures weaken when damaged. That is the oldest law in biology. She stood. Slowly. She rolled her injured shoulder. She smiled again. No, not smiled. Grinned. Why? Why would pain improve a predator? Her breathing changed. Faster now. Stronger. Her movements became sharper. Not weaker. Sharper. Every strike gained speed. Every dodge became cleaner. My translator displayed an unfamiliar human phrase from archived military records. Adrenaline. Emergency survival chemistry. Their bodies released combat stimulants after injury. Not before. After. The opening sentence of my report returned to haunt me. Humans bleed first and become stronger afterward. Rexel attacked with blind rage. The human no longer retreated. She walked toward him. Every step felt impossible. She struck his damaged elbow. A crack echoed. His arm folded backward. She hit his knee. His balance vanished. She struck beneath his jaw. The giant collapsed. The corridor fell silent. I expected celebration, victory displays, dominance rituals. Instead, she stepped back. She did not finish him. Security drones flooded the corridor. Medical teams arrived seconds later. They surrounded Rexel first, not the human. Interesting. She sat against the wall. Her shoulder hung unnaturally. Blood covered one sleeve. A medic approached. She apologized. Apologized to the people treating her. Nothing about humans remained logical. Days passed. The Academy investigated everything. Camera footage, sensor records, witness testimony, mine included. The instructors reached one conclusion. Rexel had violated every combat regulation. Ava had acted within survival protocol. The Grath Dominion protested. They demanded punishment. The Academy refused. Rexel disappeared from the program. His name was erased from class records. The human returned 1 week later. Her arm rested in a simple sling. Nothing more. No complaints. No speeches. She attended every lesson. She even helped cadets who had laughed during the fight. Another contradiction. Predators seek revenge. Humans offer assistance. I finally approached her. It violated observer neutrality. I no longer cared. There is something I cannot understand. She looked at me. I know. Why did you protect those cadets? They needed help. I predicted that. She nodded. I was correct. She smiled gently. Not completely. Confusion spread through my neural lattice. You ran away afterward. I changed the battlefield. You stopped protecting them. No. She looked through the classroom window. The peaceful aquatic cadets were laughing outside. Safe. Alive. I protected them before the fight even started. Understanding almost formed. Almost. Then vanished again. Humans did not react to danger. They prepared for it long before anyone else noticed. Everything I had believed was wrong. Their kindness was not weakness. Their patience was not fear. Their retreat was not surrender. It was calculation. Weeks later, my final report reached the Galactic Council. I deleted every previous conclusion. Humans cannot be predicted through instinct alone. They study. They adapt. They prepare. And once survival becomes necessary, they become something no battlefield should ever create. The Council rejected my findings. They claimed I had become emotionally compromised. Perhaps I had. Months later, another academy accepted another human. Another observer wrote another report. He reached the same false conclusions I once had. I did not warn him. Some lessons cannot be taught. They must be survived. I still remember the first drop of blood running down Ava Carter's arm, because that was the exact moment I learned the most terrifying truth in the galaxy. Humans do not become weaker when they bleed. They simply announce that the real fight has begun. Asterisk, asterisk, if you enjoyed this HFY sci-fi story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next epic adventure. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if you faced a human like Ava Carter? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the galaxy. Humans bleed first and become stronger afterward. That sentence should not exist. Pain weakens living things. Blood means failure. Injury ends dominance. Every species in the Galactic Compact knows this. Every species except humans. I am Senior Observer Keth of the Vero Consensus. We study dangerous civilizations before they are allowed military access to the wider galaxy. Humans are my assignment. I believe they would be simple. I was wrong before I even met one. Our academy trained elite cadets from 112 worlds. Every species had evolved for different environments. Some breathed chlorine. Others carried shells harder than steel. One species could split into 2 separate bodies during combat. Humans looked disappointing. Soft skin. Tiny claws. Weak jaws. No venom. No armor. No visible weapons. Their records claimed they came from a death world. We assumed that was propaganda. Deathworlders usually announced their strength. Humans joked about theirs. That alone disturbed me. The first human arrived carrying too many bags. The instructors offered assistance. She smiled. No thanks. She carried everything herself. I immediately recorded my conclusion. Dominance ritual. Humans refused help because accepting aid lowered social rank. It seemed logical. Later, I watched another human happily accept food from strangers. My first theory collapsed before sunset. Humans confused me without trying. Our class contained 36 cadets. Only one human. Her name was Ava Carter. Average height. Brown hair tied behind her head. Calm eyes. No biological enhancements. No military implants. No combat scars. She looked painfully ordinary. The Academy classified her as low threat. I agreed completely. Then training began. Every cadet received a reaction sphere. The floating machine fired harmless energy pulses at random intervals. The goal was simple. Avoid getting hit. Most species relied on instinct. The insectoids moved before thinking. The predators relied on explosive speed. The crystalline giants ignored weaker impacts entirely. The human, she watched. She waited. Then she moved. Not first. Not last. Exactly when necessary. I believe she lacked confidence. Our instructor praised her timing. Again, my conclusions failed. 3 days later, we entered tactical simulation. Our teams crossed a maze filled with hidden drones. Most cadets rushed forward. The human walked. She touched walls. She counted steps. She looked at ceilings more than enemies. Cowardice. That was my next conclusion. When the drones attacked, only her team avoided the ambush. She had mapped the entire corridor. Cowards did not usually protect others. Confusing. Very confusing. Patterns mattered. Scientists survived by finding patterns. Eventually, I discovered one. Humans always protected the weakest teammate first. Yes, that fit every observation. Whenever danger appeared, Ava moved towards smaller cadets. She carried injured allies, shared supplies, covered retreats, risked herself repeatedly. Finally, a predictable species. I submitted my report. Humans possess irrational protective instincts toward weaker individuals. Recommendation: exploit this predictable behavior during future negotiations. My instructor approved the report. I should have felt satisfaction. Instead, something felt incomplete. Then Rexel arrived. Every academy has one. The strongest bully. Rexel belonged to the Grath Dominion. Nearly 3 meters tall. For arms, dense muscle fibers. Bone plating across his chest. He enjoyed proving superiority. Officially, he followed academy rules. Unofficially, he hunted fear. He found the human amusing. At first, he blocked hallways. She stepped around him. He insulted her world. She shrugged. He mocked human size. She laughed. Every response confused him. Every response confused me. Predators wanted fear. Humans offered boredom. One afternoon, our combat instructor assigned paired exercises. No weapons. Controlled contact only. Rexel smiled before assignments were announced. He already knew. Influence existed even inside respected academies. The pairing appeared on the display. Rexel, Ava. The room became silent. Not because of concern. Because everyone expected entertainment. Even me. The whistle sounded. Rexel charged immediately. His footsteps shook the floor. The human stepped sideways. Barely. His massive fist crushed empty air. Interesting. Luck. Nothing more. He attacked again. She moved again. Always a fraction. Always enough. I updated my notes. Human survival depended entirely upon evasion. A fragile strategy. Eventually failure becomes inevitable. That is simple mathematics. Rexel became angry. Anger slowed intelligent species, humans included, or so I believed. Instead, only Rexel slowed. The human became calmer. How? Stress hormones should reduce precision. Her breathing stabilized. Her eyes narrowed. She almost looked interested. The instructor called for restraint. Neither cadet answered. Rexel slammed both upper fists downward. The floor cracked. The human vanished from where I expected. She had moved inside his reach. Impossible. Large predators dominated close range. That was universal. She struck his side. Not hard. Not dramatically. Just once. Rexel laughed. Exactly as expected. Minimal damage. He swung again. She hit another point. Again. 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 Tiny strikes. Meaningless. I almost looked away. Then Rexel hesitated. Only one step. Only one heartbeat. His left arm dropped. Why? Muscle failure? Equipment malfunction? No. The human had targeted joints, nerve clusters, structural weaknesses. She wasn't trying to overpower him. She was dismantling him, piece by piece, like an engineer taking apart a machine. The room grew quiet. Even the instructor stopped speaking. Rexel roared. He abandoned discipline. He grabbed a training barrier and tore from the floor. Cadets scattered. This was no longer practice. The academy alarms activated. Red lights flooded the chamber. Security drones launched from hidden ports. I relaxed. Now order would return. No civilization allowed uncontrolled violence. The drones surrounded Rexel. Weapons armed. He ignored them. He wanted only one target. The human. My prediction returned. Humans protect weaker individuals first. Ava stood between Rexel and 3 frightened cadets from a peaceful aquatic species. Of course, the pattern continued. She refused to retreat. Predictable. Completely predictable. I almost admired the consistency. Rexel lifted the steel barrier above his head. Its weight exceeded 600 kilograms. He intended to crush everyone behind her. The security drones calculated firing angles. Too slow. The instructor shouted. Cadets screamed. I prepared to witness the first human death. Instead, the human smiled. And for the first time since meeting her, I realized she had never once been fighting seriously.